day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up. What's happening, y'all? Let's get this shit going, baby.
Hey, call Kelly, because all I'm seeing is green, baby. Let's go.
Yo, have you had that jacket for like a
Yeah,
while?
bro.
That
I
shit
had
is
this
cool.
since Christmas.
I've never seen that.
No?
No, that's sick as hell.
Yeah, bro. I got this shit. I had this since Christmas. So it's like fitting that they dropped the Kelly greens, and now like
It's all coming full circle.
it's all coming together, bro.
It is.
It's all coming together. What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's happening, y'all?
Oh man, it's a good day. Training camp is progressing. We're getting closer and closer to football Hall of Fame game tomorrow. So we're getting there. Pretty packed pod tonight, I guess. We're gonna talk about training camp, kind of update you about our teams, some other things going on in the league, some other teams. Now that all the throwbacks are out, we're gonna rate the top 10 throwbacks. We're also gonna give you guys our top 5 fantasy players per position. Some pretty obvious ones, but I guess a couple others that would probably shock a couple people on our list. So we'll go through that, and then we'll end off with our segment Out of Left Field. We're bringing back the Immaculate Grid. Since we had so much fun with it last week, we're bringing it back.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Bro.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
So that's the itinerary.
That's the way to break it down for the fellas. Way to break it down.
You're welcome.
Oh man.
All right. Let's hop into training camp talk.
All right, go ahead. Start talking about your Eagles for a couple minutes. Don't make it 10 minutes, okay? I don't need to hear it. I'm going to listen to it all fucking show, okay? So just not too long here, okay? Go ahead.
All right. Hey, listen. It's coming together. The revenge season, the comeback season, it's coming together. I mean, I guess I'll start with the obvious. Jalen Hurts. He's looked absolutely phenomenal at camp. Honestly, probably better than last year. And it's hard to say that because we all know how well he played last year. But through 5 practices, 50 of 60, 80% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dude is like absolutely locked in at practice. Absolutely locked in. When the first team offense is against the first team defense, more often than not, it's the first team offense coming out of there with the dub, and it's because of Jalen. He's putting in the work. He's ready to run it back, and it's just been great things all across the board. We got to see some motion working with him and DeAndre Swift, and the coaches actually came out and said, because obviously the Philly reporters had to ask, why are you guys utilizing, or how are you guys going to utilize the running backs in the receiving game? And it was an interesting answer that the coaches had, and some of the players too. They pretty much said that it was based off of the skill set of the guys that they had, which a little dig at Miles, because Miles wasn't the best in the pass catching department. He was serviceable, but not on the level of DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell in that regard. So, I think they're more comfortable now with the guys they have to, run some screens, put a guy like DeAndre Swift out in the slot, maybe in some empty sets, and throw a couple different looks at the defense, because obviously the offense is going to be mostly the same, the RPO.
Yep.
But gotta throw in a couple wrinkles, and having guys that can do multiple things at the running back position helps to kind of add wrinkles to this offense that we didn't really see last year. I mean, the Eagles were bottom of the league in check down percentage, so we should see that increase this year. Some other things, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, beasting and feasting as always. The first team as a whole, just sharpening iron. Now that the pads are on, we're able to kind of see what we got. Looking at the defense, Nolan Smith is, I would probably say, the guy on defense that has stood out the most so far of like the rookies and the not guys named Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, the big name guys that have already been there.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably the one by far. Him and Nakobe Dean are the two, actually, by far, that have absolutely garnered the respect of the team. They've been performing very well. They've gotten compliments from the coaches, and they're doing their thing. Everybody has kind of talked about Nakobe Dean's ability to lead the defense and just be intentional with his calls, because as a Mike linebacker, got to know what you're doing, got to know the looks, got to know where everybody has to be. And being the quarterback of the defense, Nakobe Dean has done pretty well. Some interesting things. Christian Ellis has gotten some first team snaps with Nakobe Dean. This is a guy that I had my eye on before we came into training camp as a guy that could possibly take that second spot next to Nakobe Dean. And it's good to see that, he had the interception on Marcus Mariota. He's making plays, and, the coaches are trusting him, and he's running with the first team. But the other interesting battle, safety. So they've been rotating a bunch of different guys, but the one constant has been Reed Blankenship. That's right, bro. It's been Reed Blankenship. And I know my co-host he's just sick of hearing me talk about Reed Blankenship, the white Ed Reed. But
No.
he's been the consistent piece in that safety room so far in this training camp.
Because you're consistent doesn't make you white Ed Reed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bro,
I've had enough.
Listen, you just don't see the vision, and that's cool.
Bro, okay, if he becomes Ed Reed, I will take my cock and balls out live on pod. If he becomes, that's all I'm going to say.
All right, I'm holding you to it, bro. I'm holding you to it.
You'll be holding something.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Timeout, bro. Timeout. Wild. No, but he's been performing well with the first team in all seriousness. They've been experimenting with the other spot. We've seen a majority of Reed Blankenship and Terrell Edmonds, but they've also rotated in Kayvon Wallace. They've rotated in Sidney Brown, Justin Evans. So they're not really too sold, I guess, on the other side. Either that or they're just working different looks. But the one constant that is a good sign to me is that Reed is a part of all of these different looks and packages that they're experimenting. They even went with a 3 safety look for a little bit yesterday, which I thought was very interesting and telling that Sean Desai has tricks up his sleeve, unlike Jonathan Gannon last year, who just decided, I'm just going to sit my base 4-3, 2 safeties up over the top and just call it a day. At least, we're going to see 2 safeties, 3 safeties, 8 in the box, 3 safeties, maybe 2 back, 1 up in the box or in the slot, whatever. I mean, there's so many different routes you can go defensively calling this defense. And Sean Desai has the tools to do whatever the hell he wants. I mean, the defense is loaded. I mean, you have a great mix of veterans, stars, proven guys, and young, unproven guys that, have talent. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he implements all of that. But yeah, I had to make sure that I told you that Reed Blankenship is probably penciled in at this moment as one of the starting safeties for week 1. And it's no surprise. I mean, he came in as an undrafted free agent last year, made some great plays, great anticipation on the ball. He gets after the guys, makes tackles, hits. And he's driven, humble, fits the team very well. I just want to see his coverage take an uptick, or just a larger sample size, because he had a really small sample size last year and his coverage was spotty at times. So I just want to see him share that up. But, I around Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, and this loaded front, it gives him the environment to kind of hone his skills and, be the best safety that he can be. And yeah, I mean, I guess one last thing I'll say is, as far as the wide receiver 3 battle, Quez Watkins has pretty much, I would say, separated himself from Olamide Zaccheaus and Joseph Nada and all the other guys there. He came out and said that, his mindset is that he wants to be elite, something along those lines. The media ran with it and said that he said he was elite, which was out of context. He just said the mindset that he's bringing to camp is that he's an elite wide receiver. Not saying that he is, but that's the confidence he has to bring to, keep that wide receiver 3 spot and make an impact. And, with the season he had last year, it's obvious that he's taken it to heart. He's put his hand in the dirt and has grinded his way back in this camp to, solidify his spot in this in this team. And with the competition we brought in, he was definitely up for the challenge, unlike Jalen Reagor and Carson Wentz back in the day. But had to get my little dig in. But yeah, he's separating himself in that wide receiver 3 race, which is good to see after that. After last year, he kind of took a step back. So it's good to see him kind of regain his confidence. Hopefully, we're going to need him in big plays this year, in big situations. So, maybe he won't, if we make it back, and maybe he won't drop another Super Bowl pass. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the deciding part of the game.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's good to see him. It's good to see all the guys get back and just, do their thing. So that's all I got. And Sunday I'll be at open practice. So it's going to be lit. I'm not sure what I want to do content wise. If I just want to write notes, I want to record shit, but I'll have some info regardless.
Good. Yeah. You crossed the 10-minute mark. What did I say?
I know. You're
what
welcome.
Did I say? I said, don't cross the 10-minute mark. You don't listen to me.
Sorry.
This guy never listens to me. But it's all right.
It's cool.
Water under the bridge. Okay. All right. There's not too much I want to touch on with the Jets. Other than the Sean Payton comments that he made a couple days ago. That shit.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
What's the point? Like, it's a lose-lose situation. The only way it's a win for them is if it fires up the team and like it makes them want to beat us. But like, they've got a hell of a lot more issues than beating the Jets in week 5.
Yeah. They've
got that rough ass division to play in. We don't know if Russell Wilson can still throw a football.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And he came out and said it was a terrible coaching job. Yes, it was a terrible coaching job.
We all know that.
But I feel like he's just setting himself up to where if the Broncos have a bad season, it's not on him, on Sean Payton, which I don't understand. And I loved our guys clapping back about it a little bit. Like Rodgers went and defended Nathaniel Hackett, which I'm sure we all would have. And I think Nathaniel Hackett's actually going to be good for us because he's a good coordinator. We've seen it time and time again. Like Josh McDaniels, dude can't fucking coach a football team as the head coach, but he can create an incredible offensive system.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, some of those guys are just not cut out to be head coaches, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you know, it kind of crosses some unwritten rules, unwritten lines. You know, making those comments publicly. And Sean Payton later walked it back, saying he was wearing his Fox helmet and not his coach helmet. Something along those lines. But yeah, I mean, once it's out there, and now there's beef. So
bulletin board material.
Yeah. Hey, that it's gonna be rearing its ugly head week 5. If y'all are blowing the Broncos out, it's gonna be ugly for Sean Payton and that team in general.
That's exactly what we're gonna do is blow their ass out. Pause. But
bro,
I know I'm on a roll today.
Fucking out today.
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to bring up is our 2 undrafted free agents. One guy's in his second year, one guy's a rookie. I'll start with the safety. Second year player Tony Adams has been unconscious playing with he's been getting first unit reps, and I'm thinking he might be the starter going into the year, which is kind of crazy, but we also don't have a whole lot at that safety position. You know what I mean? We lost Chuck Clark for the year. You know what I mean? It's not like we have Marcus May and Jamal Adams anymore. So
yeah,
I think we might have a gem in Tony Adams. Really, really good in zone coverage. Has an eye for the ball. Reminds me a little bit of a young Earl Thomas. And then rookie undrafted free agent Justin Brownlee has been insane as well. This dude has had like 4 one-handed catches or one over Sauce, DJ Reed. It's been good to watch, and he might actually make our roster. The Jets have a history of, you know, cutting guys that we think can actually make an impact, and then they go to another team and they have success.
Yeah.
But I hope we hold on to this guy, especially because we have a lot of receivers, but a lot of mid.
Yeah.
But I think he'd be perfect at the wide receiver 5 spot. You know, slide him in right over Randall Cobb. You know what I mean? You'll run Garrett Wilson. It's already pretty much confirmed. Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, and Alan Lazard will be our starters. Then you have McCole Hardman returning punts, kicks.
Yeah. Also
playing some wide receiver. I think Justin Brownlee would fit perfectly in that 5 spot as a deep threat guy. You can play him in a red zone, have some red zone packages for him because he's a big dude. He's like 6'4". So yeah, not a whole lot going on with the Jets other than that. There was a fight. Laken Tomlinson went on a rampage, punched like 3 defensive guys on the second team. But there's been a lot of fights in camp so far. I mean, I personally think they're nothing. I mean, this is, you know, again, it's training camp. This is an aggressive physical sport. I think it's different in other sports because like you're not hitting each other and getting the best of each other on every play. These guys all practice are going one-on-one against each other, talking shit, you know what I mean? Yep. Getting in their bag, and sometimes you have explosions. I mean, Travis Kelce's one of them. He's punched 2 different teammates on 2 different days.
Yeah.
And he came out and said, I got to be a better teammate. Cool. Sweep it under the rug. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamison Williams too for the Lions. He got in a fight with one of his teammates and then came out.
Which is stupid of him because he's on suspension and he's already got this. He's starting to build a reputation. That's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah. But he did come out 2 days later and have a really good day. So, you know, sweep it under the rug, move on kind of thing. And
that's pretty much what's going on in training camp. Not a whole lot going on. So
that and the Dallas Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs and Dak Prescott getting at it too.
That to me is it means absolutely nothing. It's you know what I mean? The fights are a bigger story than that. I mean, they're just talking shit in practice. That's all that is.
Yeah, he told him to shut his bitch ass up. that has to value for something.
I don't think so. I mean, that shit was picked up on the mic. Imagine if we had everybody mic'd up all practice, all season. The amount of shit that would come out of people's mouths.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, you're not calling your franchise. You're not talking to your franchise quarterback like that. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I know you. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be either. But
I feel like it depends. You're not going to get that everywhere, obviously, because not everyone's crazy like that. Like, no one's going to say that shit to Jalen because Jalen's laid back. No one's going to say that shit to
Pat
Mahomes. You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, there's levels to it.
There's levels to it. So I really think that's a non-story, but
it's just fun to pick on the Dallas fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which is you love to do that. You love to love to let your Eagles bias fly high, if you will.
It's cool, bro. Just listen, flap your wings just a little bit, bro.
I'm not flapping them.
Nope. Flap your wings just to listen. When the Jets are leading the AFC as the 1 seed, flap them a little bit. Pause.
I will when it's halftime at a Super Bowl and we up 10. That's when I'll know that we're a good football team. I will admit we're a good football team.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure. Because this means nothing unless we win a Super Bowl. So we could go fucking 16, 17-0 and I won't care. Because
if you lose the Super Bowl,
don't matter.
It's a dub.
It don't matter. So, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really the training camp rundown.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about it too as stuff starts to ramp up more because we still got some time.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm excited to see the Hall of Fame game tomorrow night. I'm going to be watching it, but
are you?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I want to see what Zach Wilson can do. You know what I mean? And I want to see some of these rookies that I'm excited about.
You think they're gonna bring the United States Society of Moms book club to the game?
I think so. I would think so. I think they're gonna go to like Starbucks or something with the tour bus, park outside, and just say, "Hey," you know what I mean? Bring all the moms that are getting their coffee. Then they're gonna swing down. What's another place moms like to go to? What's another place you see a lot of moms? They're gonna go to like local schools, like cheerleading practice, and pick up all the moms.
Like kids soccer games.
They're gonna be going to stuff like that. Pick up all the moms. Make sure Zach Wilson has his own little section, like a you got like the student section, and there's the mom section.
Yeah.
So the Zach Wilson
section.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm excited to see it. I want to see how Zach Wilson plays. I want to see Mekhi Becton and his health because he's playing, and I want to see some of our rookies get after it. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, football is back.
It is back,
and it's definitely a game to watch. But it's a Hall of Fame game, bro.
It don't mean nothing. I just want to. This is just my very first glimpse, just a little bit, and I'm definitely looking out to see what Justin Brownlee does. In a game type setting, because he's going to be playing his ass off because he's competing for a job. So that's really the rundown for training camp. Yep. All right, bro. Let's get into some of these jerseys, okay?
All
right. I want you to explain to me why you have your top 10 the way it is, and I'm going to tell you why it's wrong at the end, okay?
All right. We can do that.
All right, let's get into it. Go ahead.
All right, so my co-host here decided not to put a jersey ranking together due to time constraints. So I put one together. He's gonna tell me why I'm so wrong in this. Yeah. So we'll go from the top here. At number 1, I have the Eagles.
Huh! Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? Shocker, bro. Listen,
it's gonna fucking snow in the middle of August. Who would have guessed?
Listen, bro. Them Kelly Greens they're just so elite. They are so elite.
They're clean.
For the helmet, the green,
Are they
Just
doing the field too? Like the
I hope so. I think they will. I hope so, because I will be there, bro.
Yep.
On week 7, the debut of the Kelly Green, I will be in attendance at the Lincoln Financial Field on Sunday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins. I'll be there, decked out in my Kelly Green gear.
Mhm.
I hope they do the field, because that would be awesome. But just the green, the history behind it. For Eagles fans, obviously it's very symbolic. For generations of fans growing up. I mean, it was our jersey for a really long time.
Yep.
Then we switched to the midnight green, had the rebrand. And it's seen the field a couple times since the rebrand. It's been over 10 years since we've seen it. We last saw it in 2010 with Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, that really fun team. But past that, they put the helmet rule in place. We haven't been able to see the Kelly Greens in a while, and the Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie has been hinting at this for a while, but it's just been getting the right time and Nike working on the right color for it. But I think as an Eagles fan, they did it and a superb job. 10 out of 10 all around. I can't go against it, but this top 5 is so elite. For you viewers at home, you can really switch it any way you want, but I have to put the Eagles at number 1.
I respect it. It's cool.
All right. Number 2, the Houston Oilers. Tennessee Titans, throwback to the Houston Oilers. If the Eagles did not release the Kelly Greens this year, this would be my number 1. It's just an iconic football uniform. Again, for the same reasons that the Kelly Green is. I mean, the Houston Oilers are symbolic with an era of football.
Yep.
The well-known move to Tennessee. So the Tennessee Oilers for a year or two, and then rebranded to the Titans. And it was definitely an era in football. It tells the story of the league.
Yep.
And they're just the baby blues are just it's a fantastic color. It's a masterpiece.
Yes, it is.
And they knocked it out of the park. So shout out to the Titans. I respect it. Like I said, if the Eagles did not drop theirs, number 1 for sure. But yeah, they're my number 2.
I like it.
Number 3, Seattle Seahawks. Again, another iconic jersey combo since their debut in '76 until they rebranded in the early 2000s. That blue is also fire. It's just, I don't have enough good things to say about it. I think they did a very good job. I guess the Seahawk on the helmet, a little bit weird.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the jersey is absolute heat.
Yes.
It's
very simple. It's like the Giants jersey, throw some green on it, and a Seahawk, basically. Yeah. But it's beautiful, and I think the helmet looks a little weird, but combined, looks very good.
Yeah, definitely does. And I like the Seahawk blue from that time, so for that reason, number 3. Number 4, the creamsicle Tampa Bay uniforms. I'd probably say 3A, 3B. You could flip flop those either way.
Yep.
Again, same deal. For so long since their rebrand in the 90s, the Tampa Bay creamsicles we came to know and love. They didn't have much success in that time, just because they were a dumpster fire organization before then. But the orange is fire. It symbolizes an era of fashion and football. The pirate on the side is just classic.
Yep.
And they did a good job with this one as well. It's
They
been a
did.
while since they've had the creamsicle, though. No?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a while. Mhm.
Yeah.
And if they have done it, it didn't look as good as this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
'Cause I don't
this
think
one-
they had the combo with the helmet. So
Yeah. No. Definitely another elite throwback jersey right here. So, yeah, Tampa's my number 4. Number 5, the New England Patriots throwback to the red. This is probably the last really elite throwback in my opinion here. They just the red looks so good. It's so simple and clean. The Patriot on the side, the old logo. There was talks on social media that they would bring back the Drew Bledsoe throwback. You know, where it had the Patriot on the side with
yeah,
new logo now, but a little different looking helmet. But that would be a cool throwback to bring back.
it would.
But this one, it's iconic. It's clean. It's simple, and looks really good on the field. Again,
Yeah.
I feel this one was around a little recently.
Yeah, the helmet is what boosts it for me.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no question. It's just that Patriot logo is it's iconic.
Yep.
So yeah, that's 1 through 5. Number 6, the New York Jets. I have them at 6. The helmet game, elite, top tier.
Facts.
I love that Jets logo and I love the green. It is absolutely fire. But the jersey could be better.
Mhm.
It's pretty mid in my opinion.
It is. They
So,
could have
I
done
mean,
more.
It doesn't hit as much as the top 5 in my opinion.
Mm-mm.
But it's better than the rest of these, I would say. So for that reason, I'd put number 6.
Now, if you threw that helmet on our current green or black jerseys,
That would be heat.
that would
Yeah.
be gas.
That would be gas.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, number 6 for the Jets. Number 7, the Minnesota Vikings throwback. Another iconic throwback. It's not too far off of the current jersey, number 1 and number 2. It's just there's not a lot going on. It's simple, but it's so much alike to what their current jersey is that it's not that far off
Mm-hmm.
as like the Tennessee Titans or the Eagles,
Yep.
the Bucks, the Seahawks, any of the top 5.
Yeah.
Like you look at any of those 5 and it's like, wow, that's a throwback.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just a casual fan and you can't really tell. I mean, you could tell a little bit by the jersey numbers because they're different, but you look at the jerseys themselves and the uniform, it's like, well, it's the same jersey. Like what's the point?
Yeah.
So for that reason, the number 7, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it.
It's cool.
But, yeah,
I think it'll look nicer on the field than it does based off the pictures on the internet. Like watching a game, I think those jerseys will look cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no question. Number 8, the Cleveland Browns with this all white kind of deal thing. It flows. It's not really like a throwback in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think out of the rest of these on the list, it flows the best just with the white, it's all white.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Number 9, the Detroit Lions. I think the helmet, top tier. The logo, fire. The combination of the helmet with the jersey doesn't add up to me.
Yeah.
It's cool,
Yeah.
but it's just weird.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Maybe it's just I'm used to the Lions with their gray helmet.
Yeah.
But they have this white or this blue helmet against the gray jersey. It just looks weird.
Now, if they did that color in pants to match, I think
It
that'd
might
be
look a little better.
Yeah. Or if they did that pure royal blue throughout the entire jersey. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just think like the helmet just sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it does.
And the jersey itself just practically looks like an alternate of like what their home and aways already are.
Yep.
It's not really a throwback, it's just the throwback helmet on top of their alternate. So like they could have tried a little harder, I
They
think.
could have.
So yeah, number 9. And then number 10 for me, the Denver Broncos with their alternate. I don't really know what they were trying to do here. It's just
Yeah,
it's
they are.
weird.
They're trying to combine the new with the past. They should have gone straight past,
Yeah.
like with more of that, like richer blue. I think would have made it look nicer. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, if they would have went the route of like the instead of the white helmet doing the like the lighter blue helmet with the Denver logo like they had in the past with this orange, I think that would look good. That'd
Yeah.
be heat.
Yeah.
But what do I know? It looks like they just that feature in Madden where you can like slide like you can do like the Kelly green helmet with the midnight green jersey and like black pants.
Yeah.
It's like they went into that option in Madden. We're like, all right, this jersey right here, we're dropping next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my list.
Mm-hmm. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I've got a couple things. I'm not an Eagles fan, and I respect the bias putting them one. I think the Oilers have the best jerseys, like probably in history, next to the Bumblebee Steelers. In my opinion,
I can respect that.
So I think I'd put them one, but again, it's one of my favorite jerseys of all time. So I'm not gonna knock you on it.
Yeah. It's your bias too. So what the heck?
Yeah, but it's not like my favorite team bias. It's a little different. The Seahawks, I think if the Seahawks did, if they did if they did the blue helmet to match that, I think that might be better. But I still think that's a good spot at 3. Everything outside of your 1 and 2 and your top 5 is perfect to me. That I wouldn't change anything. I don't think. Now 6, I think is fine with the Jets. 7, I think I know we can't do it anymore because jerseys aren't made by the same manufacturer. But if they went back and like if they what's that material that they used to use? What is it called?
I don't know what it was, but I
know
like
those.
Reebok used to do the jerseys before Nike, and they had the like it almost looked like reflective almost.
Yeah, like if they had those reflective Vikings jerseys, this would shoot through the roof for me. I just think the throwback on this style of New Jersey just doesn't look good. I don't think it does. I think if they had like that reflective type jersey to this, I think it would look so much cooler. Same thing with the Jets. Same thing with the Bucks. I think those would look freaking awesome.
Even the Eagles too.
Yeah, the Eagles too. To me, Browns is by far the worst one. Easily. Like to me, it doesn't even look throwback to me. It looks like their current jerseys.
Yeah.
And their helmet, this is I think the first time in a while they've done a white helmet. I personally don't care. If you're just changing your color from orange to white with a pinstripe in your helmet, it doesn't move the needle for me at all. That is the most, if a casual fan went on and watched the game where they were wearing that, they'd be like, oh, that's their regular jersey out of all of them.
Yeah. I just feel like the Browns uniform out of the bottom 3 is probably the best put together overall. Like, cause it just flows. It's all white.
It does flow. I will give it that.
It blends nice.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 just they stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, I think the Lions are properly rated. If they had the blue jersey, I think again this skyrockets up the list too, and it's actually a lot harder to do the list. Yeah. The Broncos, I personally don't know what you're missing. I think that shit looks fucking awesome. I think it does.
Yeah,
I think it looks
again,
really
for the
cool.
Same reasons that you said the Browns just doesn't look like a throwback.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't. It looks like a new throwback. Like
It does look like a new throwback.
It's a throwback influenced new alternate jersey.
Yeah, like
It's not really a
Mhm.
pure throwback.
Yeah.
But it's it's an alternate with a little bit of throwback influence, and then you put the throwback Denver logo on the helmet and call
Yeah.
it a day.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying, and you're ranking them based off of throwback value, which obviously I think they're 10. But if we're looking at it as just jersey in general, I think this for me would move to 6, and everything else slides back. I think
Yeah.
it looks really, really good.
Yeah,
I
it
think so.
does. But
and I think
again,
if they put the orange helmets on there, it looks exactly like the Color Rush ones from a few years ago. So I don't think it. You know what I mean?
right. And then
So I think the white
they also look like the Bears Color
Yeah.
Rush too.
Yeah. If they made the blue pop more on the helmet, like if they had the lighter blue back in like Shannon Sharp days, I think it would look even better. But overall, I don't hate the list. I don't hate the list other than your bias with the Eagles. That's it.
It's cool.
Yeah, and I
Hey,
respect.
listen, we can
I
agree to
respect-
disagree. It's
can.
fine.
We can shake hands.
It's
right.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I mean, regardless, we love to see the throwback uniforms, and they all look pretty decent. All look
They
pretty
do.
good. Me personally, I'm excited to go see the Eagles debut them against the Dolphins Sunday Night
Yep.
Football. They can't lose on the debut, bro. They're just gonna look so fly.
They're playing a hard. They're
It's gonna be
playing a tough
electric.
team, though. They're playing a
It's
tough
gonna
team.
be, bro. That's gonna be like a playoff game. I'm so
Facts.
excited
Facts. It's gonna be a good game
for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, why don't we switch gears here?
Yeah, let's get into our top 5 fantasy players that we each have our own top 5s for every position in fantasy. He's got his opinions, I've got mine. We probably use different ideas for ranking them. But I think my list is perfect and you can't move me off of it. So
That's cool.
that's cool. So,
I just kind of freestyled my list a little bit.
Mm-hmm. How do you want to do it? Do you want to start at QB, work our way down to kicker, or go kicker all the way up to like most controversial being quarterback, probably at the end? What do you want to do?
Up to you. We can do that.
Let's start with kicker because nobody gives a shit. Okay,
we'll run through it.
All right, go ahead. Give me your top 5 from 5 to 1.
All right, at number 5, I have Graham Gano. Solid dude. Whenever I see Graham Gano when I'm watching him in games, I rarely see him miss.
Who's he kicking for again now?
He's kicking for the Giants now.
Okay.
But he's a guy that's been around, journeyman, but established, kind of like a Robbie Gould.
Yep.
Or who's another guy? I guess like an Adam Vinatieri kind of dude.
Harrison Butker.
Not on his level, but the longevity. He's been in the league for a long time.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with a Graham Gano. Number 4, Young Ho Koo. The Zin God right next to Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
He's another guy. Solid kicker for the Falcons. High upside.
Yep.
Misses some, but again, you can't make them all.
Yeah.
But he's definitely one of the more consistent kickers in the league. Number 3, Jake Elliott, the Eagles kicker. Again, pretty consistent kicker. He rarely misses, although he misses a couple chip shots here and there, but his long range game is pretty consistent and pretty good. So you can't go wrong with that. Plus, after that 61-yard bomb the year they won the Super Bowl, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Harrison Butker, kicker for the Chiefs.
Nice.
Again, he's a guy I rarely ever see miss a kick, maybe except for once in his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Dude is super consistent, super good, super accurate, for sure.
Yep.
And then obviously number 1, Justin Tucker on the Ravens, best kicker in the league. He is
best of all time.
Arguably best of all time. He's got that dog in him. A couple of game winners. Yeah. That's my top 5.
I like it. I'll run through mine. So basically, thinking into the kickers, I was thinking about teams that are going to be scoring a lot and teams that might struggle in the red zone. So 5, I have Harrison Butker. Reason being, I don't think he's kicking a whole lot of field goals because when the Chiefs get into that range, they score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be kicking a lot more 1s and 3s, personally. So I didn't put him as high. 4, Justin Tucker, same kind of reason. He's deadly accurate, but I think the Ravens are going to score a lot too. And you'll see that as we go out through my list. You'll notice that.
Right.
I think Justin Tucker, obviously, I think he's the greatest kicker of all time. He's most accurate, has the longest kick of all time. Like, there's not one thing that he doesn't do better than everybody else. So, yeah. Justin Tucker at 4. 3, I have Tyler Bass from the Bills, mainly because I think the Bills will score a lot, but I think they're going to struggle in the red zone because Josh Allen sucks. So, I have Tyler Bass at 3. 2, Jake Elliott. I think the Eagles are going to be one of the top scoring teams in the league. So I think he's going to get a lot of kicks, and he's a pretty accurate guy. So I think he's going to be 2. Number 1 is kind of a curveball. I have Dustin Hopkins for the Chargers.
Okay.
I think that the Chargers probably will have the highest scoring team in the league next year. Will be the highest scoring team. I think so. So
I don't hate it.
No.
It's pretty cool.
I picked all guys that have been good, consistent, and their teams are going to score a lot. That's basically what I went with.
Yeah, it's a good list. I ain't mad at it.
All right, good. We're good. We're on the same page right now.
For the most part, yeah.
For now, this is, I think, now we're going to start getting into the wishy-washy shit where I think you're wrong and you think I'm wrong. So go
Fair
ahead,
enough.
give me your top 5 defense.
Fair enough. So number 5 is really hard because there's a bunch of different teams that you could go with here. I put the Seattle Seahawks. I think they're going to be they're a really underrated team overall.
Yes.
I think their defense is really underrated. They signed the Nwosu. They re-signed him, who's really good for them last year. You added some pieces on that defense. I think it's going to be a pretty opportunistic team.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty opportunistic defense. The strength of schedule, but their second place. It's not like a first place schedule.
No, it's an average schedule. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty mid. So I think they'll be able to capitalize. Pete Carroll's a really good coach.
Yep.
They always have a history of having good defenses over there in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gonna be one of those teams this year. Number 4, I have the New York Jets.
Okay.
Yeah, the best defense Aaron Rodgers has had
in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Talk that talk about the Jets. Let me hear it. Talk.
A potential top 5 defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Not a first place schedule by any means.
No, it's not. It's not a fun schedule.
No, sir.
We giving up 150 through the first 6 weeks. I guarantee it. Just with the teams we got to play.
Fair enough, but then after that, it's food.
It is food.
So yeah, the first 6 weeks you might want to pick a different team, but yeah.
Next.
You got some really good young guys on that defense who have another year to kind of get their feet wet. Sauce Gardner headlining all of that. Quinnen Williams, pretty underrated pass rush. Pretty underrated overall. Again, like kind of Seattle. They have a chance to make waves in the AFC, and I think they have the ability to do that.
Yep.
And yeah, they're definitely a sleeper number 4. I will say.
I like it.
Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. They're always have a really good team defensively. I think, with other than Lamar Jackson on offense and how they're going to be operating, I think they're going to be running through the defense, which is what they always do. Pretty stout front line. Linebackers are good. Secondary is pretty locked down. You got Marlon Humphrey and You don't have Marcus Peters. He's with the Raiders, but you got some dudes over there. And yeah, it's a comeback season. I think it's going to be tough, but again, this is another team that doesn't have a first place schedule, so the strength of schedule might play to their advantage. And like I said, they added pieces, so they're definitely going to be one of those teams.
Yep.
Number 2, I have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nice.
Yes, they have a first place schedule, but still an elite defense, probably the best front line in the league. One of the best secondaries in the league. And you got a guy in there in Sean Desai who we're starting to see that he's going to do a lot more than Jonathan Gannon did last year. And we were already one of the best defenses last year with turnovers and sacks and all like forced fumbles and stuff like that. I think if you throw some wrinkles and disguise things, you have more opportunities to force turnovers. And I think Sean Desai is going to do that, and you're going to see these all-pro guys, Slay, Bradbury, the front line. They'll be able to get their turnovers when in timely spots.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because they have a first place schedule, so they're going to be playing a lot of really good teams. But I still think that this defense is top 5 in the league for sure.
Yes, so it is.
Got to put them on there, and I believe in Sean Desai.
Yep.
And number 1, Detroit Lions. They have a cupcake schedule. I think their defense is going to be the heartbeat of their team. Pretty stacked young front. Secondary is elite, one of the best in the league. Linebackers are good. Could be better, but they're pretty all right. But, I mean, as a unit, I think they're going to be very elite. And the strength of schedule helps out tremendously because against some of these quarterbacks that they're playing, I'll take their defense.
Yeah. All right. I like it. I like it.
Number 5 was really hard because there's numerous defenses that you can throw here.
So our lists are kind of interesting. We have a couple of teams that match, but your number 1 isn't on my list, and my number 1 isn't on your list. So my number 5 team, I have the Ravens. Year in and year out, they have a top 10 defense. It's getting better. They've made moves year in and year out. I look for breakout seasons from guys like Kyle Hamilton. Marlon Humphrey is one of the most underrated corners in football. No one really talks about him, but he's very good. And I also think that they're not going to give up a whole lot of points because they're always going to have a really good running game, and it's going to eat up clock. So the defense isn't going to be on the field too much. So I have them at 5. 4, I actually have the Cowboys. I don't think they're going to be a top 5 defense, but I do think they have a lot of guys on that defense that can create turnovers. And I think they may not be top 15 in points allowed, but I think they'll be top 10 in sacks. I think they'll be top 10 in picks, things like that. The counting stats for defense, I think they'll be high in. So I think their fantasy number will be inflated. But yeah, 4, I have the Cowboys. 3 of the Niners. I have the Niners just because I don't think they're going to allow points. It's simple as that. I think their score is always going to be in the positive because they're just not going to allow points. Simple as that. They're going to get a lot of sacks. Turnovers, maybe not so much. Their corners are a little suspect, but I just think their front 7 is so damn good that it's just.
And they just added Javon Hargrave to that too.
So I don't see a world where these guys give up more than 18 points a game on the season. I really don't. So yeah, I have the Niners at 3. Okay. 2, I have the Birds. Stout all around. They're going to give up more points this year. I think their ranking won't be as great this year just because of strength of schedule. But I think overall performance, their defense will be just as good. They'll get turnovers. They'll get their sacks. And they're young too. Young defenses in this league have an advantage. I feel like we see that a lot nowadays where these young defenses that can fly, do multiple things, play different positions. They're the ones that are causing issues for other teams. So I have the Eagles at 2. Number 1, this one's going to blow your mind, and I'm going to sit here and talk about it for a couple minutes, okay? Number 1, I have the New Orleans Saints.
Number 1?
Just listen. Listen.
All right. I'll hear you out.
I'm gonna give you their schedule, okay?
Okay.
Titans, Panthers, Packers, Bucks, Patriots, Texans, Jags, Colts, Bears, Vikings, Falcons, Lions, Panthers, Giants, Rams, Bucks, Falcons. The best team that they play is the Jags, who might not make the playoffs.
That's kind of crazy.
You know what I mean? And think about the quarterbacks they're playing. I mean, obviously the Bears I think will be good, but Justin Fields is still an unknown. I feel like we're projecting he's going to be really good because of the team around him, but that doesn't always mean shit. You got to be able to do it. He plays Trevor Lawrence, who's, top 8 quarterback in football. And then the next best is Kirk. So, and other than that, it's a bunch of youth and mid, like Ryan Tannehill, and then you've got guys like Bryce Young,
Daniel
Jordan Love,
Jones,
Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones. There's a lot of opportunity for them to not give up any points. And their defense over the past 3-4 years has been top 10 in turnovers every year and top 10 in sacks every year.
Yeah.
So I think with the addition of Derek Carr, their offense is pretty stout. Alvin Kamara may not be there, but the Saints have always had a good running game with or without a top running back. So I'm not too concerned about that.
Right.
And I think Derek Carr is going to extend some drives for them. So I think they may not be a top 5 defense count. They may not be top 5 defense in points allowed and all the ratings and things like that. But when you look at fantasy, I think they could go down and I might take them in my fantasy draft.
Yeah.
When you look at the schedule, I mean, it's just, it's food. There's a chance these guys, if they had a regular schedule, they could be a 7-10 team. They might go 12-5 this year because of their schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like not a lot of people are talking about, they could be the Vikings of last year.
Yeah, they could. They definitely
win
could.
win total and everything. I think they could make some waves.
Yeah, they definitely could. Postseason, we'll have to see, but yeah,
fantasy doesn't go into the postseason.
I definitely think if I had to change one thing on my list, I'd probably bump the Seahawks off for the Saints.
Yeah.
I was debating that when I put this. That was my 2 between either the Saints or the Seahawks.
And they've got all pros on every level. They have
Cam Jordan,
and then they have Marshall Lattimore and Demario Davis.
Yeah,
as a linebacker, former Jet, has been incredible for them since he got there. Again, one of the most underrated linebackers in football, Demario Davis.
Yeah.
So I like it. Maybe I'm a little amped to have them at 1, but I think they definitely should
be good.
Be
they'll definitely
really
be good this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. Not
bad. No, we had a couple teams that are the same. I'm surprised you didn't have the Niners in your top 5. That blows my mind. I think your concerns with this.
Back.
Yeah, I think they might a little bit, but dude, they just don't allow points. They just don't.
That is true.
They just don't give up points. Yeah. They may not get turnovers and they may not get sacks. I mean, they'll get sacks, but they just don't let up points at all.
That is true.
So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, tight ends.
Let's do it.
All right, number 5. I have Pat Freiermuth.
I debated on putting him on my list, but that's a good choice. I like that.
Yeah.
Pat Freiermuth love.
Yep. Yes, sir. Hey, underrated rookie season last year.
Yes.
Showed a lot of promise with Kenny Pickett. I think that connection's going to increase this year. I mean, other than him, you're throwing to Deontay Johnson, George Pickens. It's just cool, but he emerged as one of the most reliable, consistent targets on that team last year. So I think he's going to see a bump in year 2. And, He'll be a good pickup for sure. Like a tight end too. Absolutely solid. Number 4, George Kittle, strictly off of if he's healthy. I know injuries have been a worry of his career as of late, but when he's on the field, he's obviously one of their premier pass catchers and targets. Again, I would say probably the most consistent on that Niners team. Because Debo is here or there, Brandon Ayuk, they get to fairly consistently, but George Kittle, they run that passing attack through him, and also Christian McCaffrey. But other than running back, George Kittle's that dude for them. So, and I think you're gonna have to rely on a big body tight end if you're coming off of an injury like Brock Purdy or a Sam Darnold. Trey Lance, whoever's going to be starting week 1, that's a dude you can rely on for sure. Number 3, Mark Andrews. He's a dude, one of the best in the league. Actually, you know what? I want to change that.
Good.
I'll put Darren Waller number 3.
Okay.
I think he is probably the target for the New York Giants. I mean, you're going to have Isaiah Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt, cool, Saquon, but the premier guy, look at you like that. I call the audible live. Yeah. So I talked myself into it. I think they're going to be running their offense through Darren Waller. He's by far the best pass catcher on the team. I mean, Saquon obviously has some action in the pass game, but to take a little bit of a load off of him, Darren Waller is going to be that dude. So he's going to get a lot of targets.
He's going to get a lot of targets. He might get triple-digit targets.
Yeah. So, yeah, Darren Waller at 3 instead of Mark Andrews. Sorry about that. Number 2, Dallas Goedert.
Oh, you took
What?
Okay, now I hate your list. I thought you were swapping Mark Andrews and Darren Waller from 2 and 3. I didn't know you had... continue.
No.
All right.
No, I just think Lamar has the receiver. He has more receivers now that he can work with.
Yeah,
obviously, Mark Andrews is a consistent target, but I just think he's not going to see as much targets as Darren Waller. True. Darren Waller is on an island. He is the dude to throw balls to in New York.
Yep.
But yeah, number 2, Dallas Goedert. The third guy on the Eagles as far as passing goes, but has been very consistent in the pass game, has been a reliable target for Jalen. He would have went for 1,000 if he didn't get injured against the Commanders in Week 10. So he's a guy that he definitely has 1,000-yard potential, red zone threat. They underutilized him last year in the red zone. I think he's going to see a bump there.
Yeah.
And he's an overall yak monster.
He is.
He can operate in space.
Yep.
Just like this guy at number 1 can operate in space, Travis Kelce.
He can operate literally in space.
Literally in space.
Yeah.
Best tight end in football.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go against the best tight end in football. The number 1 target for the number 1 quarterback in the league. You can't go wrong with Travis Kelce at number 1.
You can't. I respect that. I respect it. Our lists are a little bit different. We only have 2 of the same guys on here. Well, actually, 2 of the same guys. 5, I have Kyle Pitts. Reason being, I think they're gonna be starting Desmond Ridder probably, and if not, they're gonna be starting Gardner Minshew. No, that's Colts. They have another.
Kyle Allen.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
He's gonna be a safety net all year. I won't be surprised if he has something of 90 catches, but only 700 yards. You know what I mean? I think he's going to get a shit ton of targets. Drake London's going to take some away. But outside of that, they don't really have much. Get a new offensive coordinator in there to actually utilize him. So I think Kyle Pitts actually takes a really big jump this year. Can't do shit in a blocking game at all because he's too small. but he is a monster of a receiving tight end. So I think he slides in at 5. 4, I have TJ Hawkinson with the Vikings. I put him here because you lose Adam Thielen. He's TJ Hawkinson's and you don't have a running back anymore, so you can be throwing the ball more. He's going to be their certified number 2 guy now. He'll probably get 85 catches. I don't think sounds outrageous for a guy like TJ Hawkinson, especially when you see what they have outside of him and Jetta.
Yeah.
And Kirk consistently throws for 4,400 to 4,600 yards and like 30 touchdowns. So someone's going to have to get a bulk of that outside of Justin Jefferson. I think it's going to be TJ. And yeah, so that's why I have him at 4. No running game and nothing really outside of Jetta. So number 3, I have Mark Andrews for most of the reasons you said. Reason why I still have him on this list is because I think Lamar's going to be throwing the ball a lot more.
Yeah.
This year. So I think he's probably going to reap the rewards of that. I mean, Odell's going to get the ball and Zay Flowers is going to get the ball, but I don't think those guys are going to, I don't think either of them probably will have 1,000-yard seasons. I think if anyone does, it'll be Mark Andrews on that team.
Okay.
Just because he's been there. He's more consistent than those guys right now. Odell could surprise us and have a random 1,300-yard year. He really could.
Yeah,
just off the talent. Like last time he tore his ACL, he came back with the Rams and was phenomenal. So I won't be surprised if he has another great year with the Ravens. But just out of comfort for Lamar and the elevation in the pass game, I think Mark Andrews still ends up on this list.
Right.
Number 2, I love that you had Darren Waller on this list because he's my number 2.
Yeah.
Again, same reason with Kyle Pitts. The safety net for Daniel Jones is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful.
Dude, he is probably
Mm-hmm.
he's just under like A tier tight end.
Yes.
But he's throwing to like, other than him, he's throwing to like traffic cones and rookies.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like if you say you took Garrett Wilson off the Jets, I think the Jets and the Giants have a very comparable wide receiver room. Like you have Isaiah Hodgins, who was good last year, but not great. You still have Sterling Shepard on the roster, who's good, but not great. You've got Darius Slayton, who had 1,000-yard year. He's good, not great. Hurt. Yeah, he's good, not great. Same thing with Sterling Shepard, good, not great. Darren Waller, again, is another guy that's always hurt. But
yeah,
if he's healthy, you could see he could have rivaling numbers with Travis Kelce. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I had to call the audible and put him on the list.
I respect it. So, and obviously at number 1, we don't need to talk about it. I think the greatest tight end who's ever lived. Since he's come into the league, actually, no, since his second year, he's got the most receiving yards in the NFL. So I think we talked about that last year on the pod.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's the most yards out of anybody since year 2 of his career. So he's going to have another great year. Patrick Mahomes is going to have another great year. So yeah, him at number 1.
Okay, cool.
And I will say this just because I know you're probably like, why is Dallas Goedert not on my list? Only reason he's not on my list is because I don't think he has the 1,000-yard year potential because I think AJ and Devontae are going to do it again.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's why I don't have him on the list. Not that the talent,
that
the talent's not there. He's a top 5 talent. I don't see the opportunity quite. And the running game I think is going to be better this year than it was last year. So,
right, yeah, no, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he had the potential last year. I mean, the running game was so good last year, and AJ and Devontae both had 1,000 last year. He was on track for 1,000.
He was.
Then got hurt.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see.
Off of that potential, that's the reason why I had him on the list. But
agreed.
I respect it.
Yeah.
All right, wide receivers.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting.
This is.
We'll
probably have a couple. We'll have a couple of guys that are the same, but I think we'll have a couple that aren't. So.
All right, number 5, I have DJ Moore. I think he's gonna. Hey,
he's not on my list, but I love it. He's not on my list, but I love it.
No,
I
think he's gonna make a huge impact for Justin Fields. Comes in the trade, he's immediately the best target by far. And we've seen them tearing up training camp so far. If he elevates his passing game and they develop a dynamic connection, there's no reason why DJ Moore can't have 1,000 yards this year, and he's done it in 3 seasons before. So he has the track record to do it. I think coming off of a down year last year,
Yeah.
The bounce back value is there, and riding that trend, that uptrend with Justin Fields being the number 1 target, he's going to get the most opportunities to make plays.
Yeah.
He's a dude.
He is.
Yeah. Number 4, Garrett Wilson.
Real quick, before you get into Garrett, I love that. But I just want to say about DJ Moore, the only reason I don't have guys like Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore on my list is because a lot of guys are getting 1,000-yard years nowadays, and I don't think 1,000 is enough to make. I think 1,300 is probably the cutoff for the top 5, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And maybe DJ Moore has 1,000 yards, but he's got 15 touchdowns.
Maybe.
Which could elevate him, which is possible because they don't really have a red zone threat outside of him and Cole Kmet. But that's one of the reasons why I don't have him on my list. But continue.
Okay. Yeah, Garrett Wilson, number 4. Kind of for the same reasons. He is Aaron Rodgers' number 1 pass catcher. Yes, sir. I know you respect it. I got it. Listen, see? Look, I see the bias seeping out.
Way to put on for the family.
Yes, sir. See, listen. If you're not gonna be biased, I'll just take the bias out for you.
Thanks, bro.
And give it to the people because it's cool. Yeah, I have him at number 4 for some of the same reasons. He had a really good season last year. I think you put him with a competent quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, who's more than competent. They're definitely going to be a team to watch this year, and he's going to be one of the focal points of that offense. So again, he's going to get a lot of the opportunities to make plays. Obviously, I have some other guys in there: Corey Davis,
Alan Lazard,
the running backs. But Garrett Wilson has proven himself to be one of the dudes, the number 1 for sure. And I think if you have Aaron Rodgers throwing you the ball, you're definitely going to be in positions to succeed.
Thank you.
Of course, I got to show out for you.
Thank you.
Number 3, AJ Brown. My dog. I think he's going to replicate his season. Maybe not exactly last season, but he's going to have a similar season. I think the connection between him and Jalen Hurts is just on a different level.
It is.
A touchdown monster last year, 50-50 balls, the late hands, just absolutely different. The slants, he gets a lot of volume in our offense, so I think he's definitely a good option to have. I guess only knock at times some untimely fumbles, but for the most part, he's been very good. So he's definitely a safe pick for sure. And if you compare him with Jalen Hurts too, I don't know if you guys do the bonus points for connection, but hey, wild.
Yeah.
Number 2, Jamar Chase, top 5 receiver in the league. Joe Burrow's number 1. Again, the connection off the charts. And he's always a dude garnering respect and always garnering his stats in the AFC. Can't go wrong with Jamar Chase. And number 1, Justin Jefferson. He is by far the number 1 in Minnesota. Adam Thielen's gone. They're running the offense through Justin Jefferson. He's always going to get his stats.
Yes.
He's always going to be hitting the gritty, except week 2 at the link. It just doesn't happen. Slay locks him up. So if you can, start someone else that week. Other than that, he's cool.
Yep.
But no, he's a monster for defenses. Fast, very good hands, shifty. Knows he knows his way to the end zone, and there's no secret as to why he's the best receiver in football. So I don't think you can go wrong picking him in fantasy.
Okay, I like it. Before I get in my list, I'm going to rebuttal a little bit. Again, same reason I don't have AJ Brown on this list is because I think Devontae and Goddard will take away a little bit. Because I think Goddard will be better. And you've got a better back half of a wide receiver room than I think you had last year.
Yeah.
So I think like there's more room to spread the ball, especially with DeAndre Swift probably getting more targets out of the backfield too. I just think there's not going to be enough there for him to reach the top 5 echelon. But again, he very well could be top 5, and I'm just blowing smoke. So
yeah, fair enough.
All right, my number 5, I have Devontae Adams. Reason being, they don't have anything else to throw to. I mean, Hunter Renfrow is always hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo, you say what you want about him, but the guy wins and the guy gets his guys the ball.
Yeah.
And Devontae consistently 1,500 yards over and over and over again. He's going to be, now with Darren Waller gone, he's going to be their number 1 target in the red zone. So, yeah, I have Devontae at 5. 4, I have Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Reason being, the pace that they were on, he was on pace for like 2,200 yards last year with Tua. Now, he's not going to get that next year. He's not going to be on the same pace, but he could have, like, we shouldn't bat an eye if he has 1,700 yards next year. We really shouldn't. Jalen Waddle will take away a little bit, but I think this is going to be a lot of what, like, AJ and Devontae did last year. Jalen Waddle will just barely cross that 1,000-yard mark, and Tyreek Hill will have 1,500 or more. So, yeah, I have Tyreek at 4.
Okay.
3, you're not going to like this one, but I have CD at 3. CD Lamb.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, I think the running game is going to be a lot worse. I mean, Zeke wasn't great for them last year, but he was a target eater. I mean, he was you know what I mean? He ate clock and he ate snaps. Now you're down to Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn. I don't think there's going to be as many carries throughout the year for that running back room that there was last year. You lose Dalton Schultz, who was a top target at Dak last year. Michael Gallup's a question. So I think CD's primed to have a really, really big year, and Dak's going to get his numbers. You know what I mean? Right. Dak's going to get 44 and 25. And I think CD's going to get the big bulk of that. Like, he could be another guy I could see having a 1,500-yard year.
Yeah.
Just because there's not much else out there. And Dak might throw a shit ton of picks, but he's also going to throw for a shit ton of yards. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. He'll have the Dallas Cowboys are always stat eaters. I guess the only thing that could take away, like you said, with AJ and Devontae is Brandon Cooks being in there. Solid guy. I just don't think Brandon Cooks is the consistent 1,000-yard guy he was with the Saints and then the Rams. I don't think he's that guy anymore. Yeah.
So that's my opinion on it.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. And then our 1 and 2 are the same. I have Jamar Chase at 2. Guy's an absolute dog. If Justin Jefferson didn't exist, Jamar Chase would be the most talented player in the NFL and talented wide receiver in the NFL. He's going to get his numbers. The connection between him and Joe is the most lockstep connection in the league, in my opinion. Again, they have guys like T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, but
they're not like Jamar Chase.
They're not. They're just not.
It's different.
Yeah, it's just another guy. You could put T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd on the Vikings, and Justin Jefferson would be doing the same shit just because he's that guy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Jamar Chase at 2, and then Justin Jefferson, certified number 1 receiver in the NFL, easily going to get his yards, easily going to get his touchdowns. Probably, he could have a 2,000-yard year next year.
He could.
And I have a question for you before we move on to running backs. Could Justin Jefferson, if he stays healthy, catch Jerry Rice?
Maybe.
I think this is the only guy in the league right now that has a chance.
Yeah, I mean, he puts up numbers. He puts up a lot of numbers.
Because
in that sense, but I don't think as far as like career accolades go, he's gonna touch Jerry Rice.
I mean the yardage record.
The yardage, he might.
That's what I'm thinking about. Can he catch Jerry Rice's receiving yard record? I think he could.
He definitely could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and reason being, Jerry Rice played for a long ass time. If Justin Jefferson has 14 phenomenal years, I think he could catch him.
He
Because
could.
it's not like Jerry was out there posting 1,800 yards at a clip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was the best, and he is the best. But the numbers weren't the same back then. If Justin Jefferson can come in within that 5-year range of how long Rice played, he might catch him.
He could.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely could.
So nice, good list. I like your list.
Cool.
I love the DJ Moore love, and I love the Garrett Wilson love.
For sure. Had to get in there. You're not gonna like my running back list. I'm already gonna warn you. All right, number 5, DeAndre Swift. Hear me out.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Hear me out, bro.
He's not even a top 15 talented running back in football.
Hear me out, bro.
All right.
Hear me out.
I'm hearing you out.
He's a home run threat whenever he touches the ball. Behind this offensive line, dude, I could run for 3 yards to carry behind the Eagles' offensive line. Get me in shape. DeAndre Swift, he's going to be used. Huh?
I said I'm a bowling ball. I'm getting 4.5 at a clip.
He's going to be like Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, bro. Beast mode.
Yeah. DeAndre Swift's going to be used in multiple facets. He's going to be used in the run game. He's going to be used in the pass game. I think the Eagles are definitely going to work him in a lot. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him like 500 and 500 rushing, receiving. He's gonna have opportunities to score. I think he's gonna thrive in this offense. I think he's a pretty underrated guy, I guess, on this list of fantasy guys. There's definitely guys you could put ahead of him, but he does multiple things. He's in a really good system. He's got one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing to him, handing him the ball. One of the best offensive lines behind him. A genius offensive coordinator in Brian Johnson, who's going to put him in the best positions to succeed. I think he's poised for a breakout season.
He is.
So off of that high home run potential, that's why I have him at number 5. If we're looking at face value, yeah, probably not on this list. But again, I'm going to put my bias in a little bit. I see the vision. I know you don't see. I see.
No, I see the vision. And real quick, like before you move on to 4, the reason why I think it's outrageous isn't necessarily because he's at 5. If you have AJ Brown as your number 3 wide receiver in fantasy, and you have Dallas Goedert as your number 2 tight end in the league, DeAndre Swift is not getting 5.
Yeah,
I don't think you're not going to have a top 5 guy in all 3 position groups. There's not enough ball to go.
No, for sure. Yep. In reality, it's not going to work out that way, but. We're just looking at this on paper.
Yeah.
He could be.
I don't hate it.
So that's all it was. I'm just looking at it on paper. He could. Just what he brings to the table.
I just think Rashad Penny's the better back. I do. I just think he's the better back.
Yeah. They're both going to be really good. As a runner, I think he's probably better, but I think DeAndre Swift, he brings a lot more to the table.
He does. In
terms of he can run it, but he can also catch out of the backfield and make things happen, which is an aspect we didn't have last year. So I think that'll be something. But yeah, he's at my number 5. Austin Eckler at number 4. Kind of the same aspect. He can run, he can catch, but he is elite, one of the top backs in the league.
Yep.
And the Chargers are going to be running their offense through Austin Eckler, which is what they did last year. So if he stays healthy and if he puts the money aside and decides, screw it, we're just going to come and play, I don't see any reason as to why that has to change. So he's definitely one on this list. Saquon Barkley at number 3. I think it's obvious that he is also going to be one that the Giants' offense is going to be run through. You have less than spectacular wide receivers. And you have Darren Waller, who is pretty good when healthy, but Saquon Barkley with his redemption comeback season last year, I think he'll build off of that. Pretty good in both aspects. Obviously, a dynamic runner. Pretty good out of the backfield too, catching the ball. So he's obviously one of those dudes that you got to have on your team if he stays healthy. Mm-hmm. Number 2, Nick Chubb.
Nice.
one of the best runners in football. Again, probably the guy the Browns are going to run their offense through. I mean, Deshaun Watson can run and pass, and you have Amari Cooper he's throwing to, which is a good combination. But Nick Chubb has been and will always be that dude who is squatting 650 and runs a 4.3. He is a dog. So he's definitely a guy, pretty underrated pass catcher, but definitely a ferocious runner.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, number one, Christian McCaffrey. I think he is the best back in the league as far as do-it-all backs. He can run, he can catch. He's elite in every aspect. And I think he's a safety valve, kind of in the sense of George Kittle.
Yep.
That these quarterbacks can utilize, and he can make people miss. He can make things happen. He has superstar ability. Mm-hmm. So I think he is an absolute no-brainer for number one. He showed it once he stepped foot into San Francisco and got into that Kyle Shanahan offense.
Mm-hmm.
He showed why he is one of those dudes, and I think it continues this year with a whole offseason under the Kyle Shanahan system. Christian McCaffrey could be an all-pro this year if he stays healthy.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. Good list. I don't hate it. Outside of DeAndre Swift, I think it's really good list. Really good list. And DeAndre's and I just want to clarify, I think DeAndre Swift is a good back. I think there's too many mouths.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yep.
I get it.
Getting into my list, number 5, I have Nick Chubb at 5. Kareem Hunt's no longer there, so he's going to get he's already was getting the bulk of the carries, but I think it's going to be even more. I think this has a potential to be the last big Nick Chubb year we get, because he's starting to get up there in carries, and I think he's going to get a shit ton this year. So, yeah. And I think the Browns will be better. I think Deshaun Watson will get closer. I think he'll be much closer to who he was than who he is now next year. Yeah. So, yeah, Nick Chubb at 5. 4, I have Derrick Henry. Okay. I have him there mainly because, at some point he's going to fall off. I don't know if it's now, but I don't think they have an option outside of him on offense. And he's a dog. He's a dog. He's going to get a shit ton of carries. Even if he gets 3.5 yards a carry, which is bad, he's still going to end up with 1,400 yards because he's going to get so many touches. So, yeah. Derrick Henry at 4. 3, I have Bijan at 3.
Okay.
I
thought about putting Bijan on my list. I'd probably take DeAndre Swift off for Bijan, but yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah, I have Bijan at 3 mainly because he's a young back. What do teams do when they get a young superstar running back? They don't
run him into the dirt.
They run him till they die. So and he's going to be explosive. He's going to be good in the pass game. He might be a guy that averages the most yards per carry this year. He's going to get a shit ton of touches. They don't have a whole lot. I don't think they're going to want to pass the ball too much. I think they're going to want to run it, especially with how many running backs they have. I think they have a running back room by committee, but I just think he's so talented that he's going to get so many carries, and then Tyler Algier is going to get a bunch, and then Cordell Patterson's going to get a bunch. I think this is going to be a little bit reminiscent of the Giants season last year. Probably not record, but the way the offense is run. So yeah, I see Bijan at 3.
Okay.
2, Austin Eckler. One of the most underrated running backs in football. Can pass. Can catch a pass, can run the ball. Incredible in the red zone. Probably the best red zone back in the league. I don't think it's a question. So, yeah, that one's not really up for debate. I thought my number 1 was going to be controversial, but you had him too at 1. So, Christian McCaffrey, I have at 1. We don't know what they're going to have at quarterback, so I think he's going to get a lot of carries. And I have a hot take. I'm saying it now on the program, okay?
Okay.
I think he's going to be the first running back in NFL history to have 2 seasons where he rushes for 1,000 and catches for 1,000. I think this is going to be his second year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, he did it
I
with
think
the
he has
Panthers
the ability
once.
to do it, but
He did it with the Panthers once. I think he's going to do it again this year.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he could.
Yeah. He might be in MVP conversations.
He could. He ain't gonna win it, but he could.
He won't. He won't. But I think he could be a finalist. I think. Mm-hmm.
Maybe. We'll have
Like
to
how
see.
they have to gift wrap one finalist spot to a running back or wide receiver, just so people don't think it's a quarterback award.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could get some votes. So
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Thanks.
All right. Quarterback.
Yep. This is where we get elite here.
Yes, sir. Number 5, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I think he's gonna have a bounce back year. It's all signs are pointing towards it. He's got the best defense he's ever played with. He's got a really good offensive line that's very underrated, pretty good. He's coming to win football games.
Yes,
He's not going to be lackadaisical. Whatever. It's cool. We're going to see a driven, motivated Aaron Rodgers this year for the New York Football Jets. He could catapult them to a top seed in the AFC, depending on how the season goes. We don't know that for sure, but he's always one of those dudes that puts up stats, scores touchdowns.
Yep.
And I think coming off of a season he had last year, he's in a new situation, fresh start. I think that's going to energize him, and we're going to see an uptick this year in his stats. So Aaron Rodgers, definitely on this list for me.
Thank you.
Number 4, I'm not sure how you feel about this one, but Jared Goff.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I think when you look at the Detroit Lions offense, now, first of all, their strength of schedule is piss poor. And when you look at their offense, you have David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. It's going to be a pass-dominant offense.
He could have a 4x4 year, 4,000 yards, 40 tutties.
Yeah.
He could.
He definitely could. Mm-hmm. So I think everything's lining up for Jared Goff to have a Pro Bowl season for the Detroit Lions. The targets around him obviously are underrated. Amon-Ra St. Brown. He could have a step this year. Josh Reynolds, very underrated. Jameson Williams, when he comes back from the suspension, he's suspended the first 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But once he comes back, he's a threat. But yeah, I think they're going to be pretty pass dominant, kind of like the Bills. But I think Jahmyr Gibbs gives you a little dynamic run pass, and David Montgomery also kind of the same way. So yeah, I think they're running that shit through Jared Goff, and then the defense is going to be really what defines the Lions.
Yep.
Question.
I like that.
Number 3, I have Justin Fields, kind of a surpriser, I guess. I know. My co-host over here, I've said it multiple times on the program. He's sick of the Justin Fields agenda.
It's not, but here's my thing though, bro. Like what has he done that makes us think he's going to make a jump and be a guy this year? Like he could be like 15th best quarterback in the league for his career.
Yeah.
Like he'll probably be better, but who's to say that this guy's going to make a jump at all? Like there's nothing on paper that says he's gonna. There's nothing other than roster construction. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
He does have a better roster around him. He's got an actual number 1 around him. Mm-hmm. They address the offensive line a little bit. I think you have a guy who is probably one of, if not the best runners in the league as far as a quarterback goes. If he can progress in his passing development and really start to slow down, kind of like Jalen Hurts did last year, not to be on that level.
Yeah.
But you look at the strength of schedule, if he develops into a decent to good passer with a superstar running ability, he's definitely putting up points.
Yeah.
He can score at any time he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's able to utilize the targets on the outside and Cole Kmet in the tight end spot and some of his backs. He's definitely a dude that could put up a lot of fantasy points. I'm not saying because of top 5, he's going to be a third best quarterback in the league. Because he's obviously not going to be.
But you think counting numbers? Okay.
Yeah, just accounting for numbers, accounting for strength of schedule, and just sheer talent comparatively. He can definitely put up a lot of fantasy points. So
You could.
So yeah, Justin Fields for me at number 3. Number 2, Jalen Hurts. MVP season last year. I think he's going to see an uptick in his passing yards because he's not going to be sitting out in fourth quarters, and they're just going to be running the ball in the second half of games because they're not going to be up 35-10 coming out of halftime, which I'm going to miss because that was freaking awesome. But he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. Obviously, the system, he is the system. He's going to get his running stats. He's going to get his passing stats. He's elite all across the board. It's not really a weakness in his game. So I think he is definitely going to put up points and can't go against my guy.
I respect it.
Number 1, Lamar Jackson. If he stays healthy, he, like Jalen Hurts and like Justin Fields, he always puts up video game numbers. He's going to be getting running stats. He's going to be getting passing stats, scoring. He's going to be scoring. The offense really runs through Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, so he's going to be one of those dudes that is going to be getting volume, and he's going to be putting up points. And he's got something to prove. He's had some contract disputes, down year last year with the injuries, but it's looking like another rebound year, quite possibly. They put some pieces around him, and let's see what he does. So, yeah, Lamar Jackson at 1.
I like the list. I like it.
The only reason I didn't put like Pat Mahomes on this list is because, like Tom Brady, he doesn't do stats in the regular season like some of these other guys do.
Mahomes does. Bro, he's thrown for 5,000 yards twice, and he's only played like 5 seasons.
At
times.
All
right, here. All right, hang on a second. Before we go on, I'm gonna have you revise your statement, okay? Let's just take a gander, all right? Stats for Patty Mahomes, okay? Year 1, 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns. Oh no. Year 1, 5,000 yards, 50 tuds. Okay? Got it? I can hear whatever you're playing, by the way.
I'm not playing nothing.
Oh, there's an ad. There's an ad somewhere on my phone. But anyways, 5,000 yards, 50 tuds, year 1. Year 2, 4,000 yards, 26 tuds. Down year, he was hurt, only 14 games. 2020 missing 1 game, 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns. 2021, 48 yards, 37 touchdowns. Last year, 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns.
All right.
Revise your statement.
I take that back.
Thank you. I'm not trying to clown you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I just feel like Pat Mahomes isn't like a stats guy. Like he doesn't.
He's not a stats guy, but he just
doesn't hunt stats. But he's just like that.
Yeah. You're right. All right, let's get into my list. Number 5, I have Jalen Hurts. He could be higher. I just think the guys above him are just going to have bigger years. Simple as that. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a monster year. I just think the guys above him are going to have bigger years. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So 4, I have Josh Allen. Reason being, I think he sucks. He can't win close football games. But again, no running game. So he's going to be doing all the running. He's going to be doing all the passing. And I think their receiving core has gotten better just by the addition of Dalton Kincaid. There's a possibility he jumps Dawson Knox on the depth chart before, he might be the starting tight end, which is crazy to me because I think Dawson Knox is a top 10 tight end, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, Josh Allen at 4. 3, Pat Mahomes. He's averaging 5,000 yards and 38 tuds for his career. So I'm going to take the guy that throws for the most yards and throws for the most touchdowns in my top 3. Probably the favorite for MVP again, probably should be. And they're going to be in the hunt for the Super Bowl. Not that that matters for regular season, but still. So, yeah, Mahomes, number 3. 2, I have Justin Herbert. I think they're going to be elite. Austin Eckler is a question mark right now, so I think they're going to pass the hell out of the ball. Quentin Johnson, we thought that was a weird pick during the draft, but he's stood out in training camp, has been really good, deep ball guy.
Yeah. Kind of like Mike Williams. Yes,
kind of like Mike Williams, but I think he's got more elevation to his game than raw speed compared to Mike Williams. So I think Justin Herbert, with the addition of Kellen Moore, he's going to have an absolute monster year. I think we're going to get 2 guys passing for 5,000 this year, Herbert and Mahomes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have Herbert at 2. And then number 1, same as you, I have Lamar Jackson. I think his counting stats are going to be incredible this year. I think he's got a chance to throw for 4,500 and rush for 900. So I think he'll have the most total yards for a quarterback in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Team's a hell of a lot better. The defense is going to keep giving him the ball back. Their running game is going to be good, but it's not like they have a guy. You know what I mean? They have J.K. Dobbins, who's cool.
Right.
But Lamar Jackson's the head of the snake.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think he'll be number 1. Yep.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
Yep. We've had the same number 1 for quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end.
That's crazy.
When I thought my shit was controversial, but we have all the same number 1s.
Yeah.
So
that's
I guess
cool.
I feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too bad.
No.
Just a couple crazy ones, but
yeah, you had some crazy ones. I had some crazy ones. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm. GG's.
GG no re.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's wrap this up with our favorite segment of Out of Left Field. We're going to be tackling today's immaculate grid for the NFL and NBA.
Yep. What do you want to start with?
NFL, bro. What are we talking about?
All right. I'm going to start.
Here it is.
Okay.
The bracket for today.
Okay.
Like we did last time, we got 10 minutes to fill it out. We don't really have to do like insane polls.
I'm going to try. Like if we've got a lot of time, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
because I remember 10 minutes.
If we can think of like actual like dudes, cool.
Yeah.
But if we have time to pull, we can pull. But
mm-hmm.
the main objective, get as many right as possible.
Absolutely. I'm going to start the timer now. So,
all right.
Dallas.
Let me cook a little bit.
Colts.
Joseph a die.
I like that. It's cool. All right. Dallas and Vikings. We should do Herschel Walker.
Okay.
I don't feel like a lot of people will pull that. Maybe they will, but.
Tank?
Okay. I thought that was going to be like a little
Fair
sneaky one. Like some people forget about him. All right. But yeah, that's right.
New Orleans Saints Super Bowl champ.
I can't name
Malcolm Jenkins.
No, it's got to be someone that won it with the Saints.
He did win it with the Saints in 2009.
Malcolm Jenkins was on the Saints in 2009.
On his rookie year, yeah, they won the Super Bowl.
Do it.
1%. Cool.
That's a poll.
Can't
Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champs. What's a random guy on that roster outside of the normal ones? Aikman. What about Larry Allen?
What about Daryl Johnston?
You could do that. Daryl Johnston,
the fullback.
You're positive he was there?
Yep.
Okay. There he is. He's down there.
1989 and 1999. Boom. 3%.
Look at that Super Bowl champ lineup, bro.
That's all pro right there.
All right, let's get to the hard ones now. Falcons, Cowboys.
Falcons, Cowboys, Deion Sanders.
I guess. Yeah, we can go. I guess we can go with him. 72%.
Cool.
Yikes. Bro, the rarity score is going to look so bad, but those polls are so good.
I know, bro.
Oh, man.
We don't really care.
No, Colts, Vikings.
Colts, Vikings.
That's a toughie.
That is a toughie.
That is. Did Chris Carter ever play for the Saints or the Colts? I don't think so.
No.
Did Alan Page only play for the Vikings?
Who's Alan Page?
Yeah, he's from the Purple People Eaters back in the 70s.
No idea.
That was just a random Vikings guy.
Colts, Falcons, Matt Ryan, but that's probably going to be a pretty common one, so we'll keep that in the back of our mind.
Yeah.
What about the Saints?
Did Jared Allen? I know he played for the Vikings. Did he play for the Saints or the Colts? I don't know. So
he might have played for the Colts. Definitely not the Saints.
Okay. Well, we're not 100% sure, so we won't do that.
We'll hold off on that for a second.
Saints. Ricky Williams didn't play for the Vikings. Did Reggie Bush play for the Falcons or the Vikings?
He played for a lot of teams.
So did Frank Gore. I don't know why he came to my mind. But
He's not on. He definitely didn't play for the Saints.
I don't think he played for any of those 4 teams. Frank Gore.
He played for the Colts. He played for the Colts.
Okay.
But not the Saints or the Vikings.
All right. Who did the Edge play for the Falcons or Vikings?
Has Vic Beasley been on the Colts?
I don't know, but he's bro. That is a name. Bro had 15 sacks in a season and then disappeared.
Literally, bro.
Everyone type Vic Beasley Jr. in the chat.
Facts.
Oh man. Oh, I'm trying to think of current guys, but a lot of these teams have like guys that have been lifelong.
Right. So it's hard that there's actually like dudes that have actually played on like some of these teams.
I know. Should we get Matt Ryan out of the way?
Sure. It's going to be 72%.
The goal is to finish the board.
Fair enough, yes. All right.
Thanks, Vikings. For some reason, I feel like that should be an easy one.
I feel like it should be too.
Jimmy Graham never played for the Falcons or the Vikings, right?
Nope.
Did Mohamed Sanu ever play for the Saints?
That's a pull. I don't think so.
Mohamed Sanu.
I don't think so.
Devontae Freeman, he didn't play for the Saints? I don't think so.
Nope.
Oh, this is difficult. We're at 5-minute mark.
5 minutes? Okay.
Yep.
I think Jamal Anderson only played for the Falcons.
Yeah. This is tough, dude.
Yeah. Has Josh McCown played for the Vikings and the Colts? I think he's played for the Colts, no?
I don't know if he's been on the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's played for like every team, but what about Fitzpatrick? He played for a lot of teams. No, he didn't play for. I don't think he played for any of those teams. He played for the whole. He played for the whole AFC East. I know that for a fact.
Oh, Case Keenum, Vikings Colts.
Good pull.
I think. Want to try it?
Yeah, let's try it.
All
Case
right.
Keenum.
I know. He's played for a lot of teams.
Oh, tough.
Tough.
Michael Vick never played for the...
I know he's played for a lot of teams, and the Vikings are one of those teams.
Yeah, Case Keenum, bro. Immaculate Reception, or whatever it was called. Oh, the Miracle in Minnesota.
Yep. And 38-7.
Facts. This is difficult. I think the best way to go about it is go by position. Like you think of what you filter all players in the positions and like Saints
Yeah.
quarterback. Andy Dalton played for the Saints. Did he play for the? No, he didn't play for either of
No,
those
he didn't
teams.
play for the Falcons. Drew Brees didn't.
Jameis Winston didn't. Because this list doesn't include guys that signed this offseason. So like even if someone did,
Right.
Archie Manning, did he play for the Falcons or the Vikings?
I don't think
The
so.
Falcons is interesting to me. I think he might have, but I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Right.
Julio didn't bounce that far. Oh my God. What about Mark Ingram? Did Mark Ingram play for the Vikings or the Falcons?
No, he only played for the Ravens
and
the Saints.
Mario Davis only played for the Jets.
It's not Darren Sproles. He didn't. Oh my goodness, dude.
Once we hit the time marker, we got to put random names into the slots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, this is tough.
This is difficult.
Kyle Rudolph only played with the Vikings
and the Giants.
Oh, Adrian Peterson played for the Saints, right?
I think so. I think you might be. I'm pretty sure. You might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure he did. He did.
Good pull.
All right. We need one more of these players.
Yep, with 1:40 left.
All right.
I'll think of Vikings Colts. You think of Falcons
Saints. Okay. That's tough because that's division.
Yeah, that is difficult. But that should also make it somewhat easy too.
Yeah,
I feel like those type of guys we remember.
I'm not tapped in with the NFC South.
All right. We'll switch up. I'll go Falcons Saints.
Okay.
I think Mark try. All right. I have a guy at like the minute mark. I want to try Marcus Davenport. If you don't come up with someone.
Okay.
I think Marcus Davenport played for the Falcons last year.
Vikings, Colts. Oh, man, that is tough.
Cordero Patterson never played for the Saints, right?
No.
Okay. This is difficult.
The Nick Foles never played for the Vikings.
No.
Brissett never played for the Vikings.
20 seconds.
Carson Wentz never played for the Vikings.
Nope.
Damn, that's tough.
That is tough. Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison didn't play for the Vikings, right?
No.
I think Marcus Davenport played for the Falcons.
All right. He did not.
Nope. All right. It was
all right. 8 out of 10 for the football grid. Let's see. Xavier Rhodes. Oh my God. And Joe Horn, I would not have probably got.
He came to mind. I just didn't know if he played for the Falcons. I thought he was a lifer for the Saints.
Joe Horn, yeah. Yeah, I would not have pulled that. That's tough. Let's see some of there's 92 possible combinations for Falcon Saints. Let's see. Any that these are all like would not recognize these guys. Joe Horn.
Damn, that's tough.
No, dude, I don't recognize any of these names. Jim Garcia, no.
92 players for the Saints and the Falcons is wild to me.
Yeah, these are literally all dudes that I have never heard of ever.
Yeah.
Thomas Morstead. That's crazy. Mark Simino. Okay, so only like 2 guys on that list that I've ever heard of. So I don't feel so bad about that. Colts Vikings. Jeff George. Kelly Holcomb. Hank Basket. I would not have gotten that one. Quadri Ismail. Okay. Um. Other than those guys, T.Y. McGill, Yannick Ngakwe. Oh, come
Oh
on! I didn't know he played for the Vikings.
no, I didn't either. I thought he was drafted to the Jags and then went right to the Colts.
6 games in 2020.
Oh wow,
Didn't know that.
I did not.
Andrew Sendejo. Oh my God, former Eagle.
All right,
That's right. He did play for the Colts. Damn.
All right, 7 out of 9. Our worst performance so far.
Yep. They're still pretty decent though. Some good polls though. Joseph Adai, Malcolm Jenkins, Daryl Johnston. Cool. All right. Basketball. Let's rebound over here. I have some looking at it.
Yeah, these are some popular teams that we should be able to know.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to start with one. This is definitely a poll, but Jay Crowder.
Okay, good poll. All right, 5 assists for the Warriors. Baron Davis.
Has he played? Okay. Cool. Good poll.
Chicago Bulls, 5 assists.
Aaron Brooks.
Ron Harper.
Ron Harper. Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about that.
You better be sure about that.
I'm pretty sure about that. I'm like 50-50.
Ah, come on, dude.
He was their starting point guard. Oh, man, that sucks.
All right.
I'm just trying to think of obscure point guards. Like fucking Brandon Roy for the Bucks for one season.
Speaking of that, Brandon Knight.
Brandon Knight, yo.
For the Bucks and the Suns. Another poll would have been, is there room for that on this list? I don't think so. PJ Tucker.
Probably not.
Brandon Knight came to mind. Phoenix Suns, Warriors, Leandro Barbosa.
No. Damian Lee. Damian Lee's a better one, I think. ON.
Oh, wait. All right.
Unless Barbosa is going to be a better poll. What do you think? 14%.
That's all right.
We'll see what
Barbosa was there.
Yeah. Warriors, Mavs.
Warriors, Mavs, Monte Ellis.
Nice.
21%. All right. See, we're doing pretty good here. Bucks, 5 assists a game. I could say Sam Cassell. Brandon Knight probably could have been a guy.
I think Sam Cassell did do it for the Bucks because he did it for the Clippers.
Do you wanna go with Sam Cassell?
Let's get other ones first, and we'll throw him in last.
Okay.
5 assists for the Bulls. Zach LaVine's probably on that list. I'm not sure.
No, he's
Bulls,
not.
Suns. You don't think Zach LaVine's averaged 5 assists?
Oh, maybe for 5 assists, but D Rose or Aaron Brooks.
Do you think Aaron Brooks averaged 5?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was my issue. Like I knew Ron Harper played for the Bulls and during their run, but I mean 5 assists is nothing. Like when you really think about it.
Right. Yeah.
Bulls, Mavs. This should be a relatively easy one, but it's not. Luch never played.
Did Dennis Rodman played for the Mavs?
Did he?
I think so, right?
I think so. Did not Bogdanovich? Boban Marjanovic play for the Mavs? I don't think so. He might have.
He did. I don't know if he played for the Bulls though.
Yeah. Kristaps, no.
That's tough.
Jim Hardaway, no. The Mavs right now have a lot of lifers right now, so
yeah. Suns Bulls is interesting.
Yeah, it is. Amari Stoudemire. Did he play for the Bulls? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Nash never went to the Bulls.
Has Luol Deng played for the Suns?
I don't know if I want to use a guess on it, but I think he did. I think he did. For some reason, I'm picturing Luol Deng in a fucking in the orange jerseys with the black stripes. I mean, with the purple stripes down the side. For some reason.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, we could have done Kevin Durant for Suns Warriors.
We could have.
We could have. Oh man, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Yeah. Did Jimmy Butler average 5 assists for the Bulls?
I'm not sure.
What about the one season Dwayne Wade played there?
I don't know. Kirk Heinrich?
Heinrich probably did.
You want to use a guess on Kirk Heinrich?
I don't know. I mean, the goal is to fill the board. So put Drew Holiday for the Bucks.
All right.
Okay.
31.
Why is he so low on that picture? Like he's got no neck.
Yeah, I know.
They had an 8 foot tall cameraman.
No step stool that day.
No.
I feel like Kirk Heinrich averaged 5 assists.
I think Pippen averaged 5 assists. I'm pretty sure he did.
You're also pretty sure what's his face? Ron Harper did.
I know.
Let's go with Kirk Heinrich.
No. Go with Pippen. Go with Pippen. I'm telling you, go with Pippen. Go with Pippen.
No.
Dude, promise. Bro,
you were already
trust.
wrong, bro.
Trust. Go with Pippen, bro.
You were already wrong, bro.
No, I'm not. Trust me. No, Pippen, please. Pippen, bro. Pippen averaged 5. I guarantee it. We're going to check Pippen. I guarantee you he's on that list.
All right. Which one would we like to try?
Well, we don't have a name for either one, so we should just...
What up, Mad Chatter?
Yeah, what up, homie? Mad Chatter, help us out, bro. We're struggling. Oh, my God. Suns Bulls. Why does that feel like it should be easy?
I know. I know Aaron Brooks played for the Rockets.
Did Tyson Chandler ever play for the Bulls?
It sounds like a Tyson Chandler thing, but I don't know.
Where did JJ Barea play? Yeah. That's nuts. I'm losing it. Bro says BJ Armstrong.
BJ Armstrong? Yeah. He was a Chicago Bull.
Dennis
Rodman.
Rodman.
Know what I feel like he played for the Mavs.
Bro said Rodman. You said Rodman before. Should we send it?
I'm not sure.
Well, we got 43 seconds on the clock, so you got to send.
I feel like he played with the Mavericks, but I'm not sure.
I have no idea, bro. Oh my God, 30 seconds.
Oh my God, dude, this was rough. Ron
Harper, did he play for the Mavs?
He might have.
Bro, just pick one. We got 15
We'll send it.
seconds.
Ron Harper.
Ron Harper. Let's see it, Mad Chatter.
Nope.
Oh.
Tony Kukoc. You know what? I think he did play for the Mavericks.
All right, go check Pippen for the Bulls assists.
All right. So the most popular, Harrison Barnes, Mavs Warriors, Tyson Chandler.
I said Tyson Chandler.
I did say Tyson Chandler. Cameron Payne, Suns, Bulls.
Jason Terry's number
Jason
1
Terry?
for Bucks and Mavs.
That's crazy.
That's sad.
All right, let's see. Bulls 5 assists per game.
I'm telling you. Pippen's on the list.
Kirk Heinrich has done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Scottie Pippen is on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. John Paxson actually did it once.
Did MJ do it?
I was thinking,
MJ
Tony
probably
Kukoc has
did.
also done it.
MJ
Let's see where
probably
he's
done it.
played. Bulls, Sixers, Bucks, Hawks. He would have been wrong. All right, so yeah, you were right. I was also right. Kirk
was
Heinrich
righter.
was probably a better poll. All
I
right,
was
let's see what we
righter.
got wrong. Bulls, Mavericks.
Yeah.
This one was by far the lowest. Al-Farouq Aminu,
Oh.
Elton Brand,
Elton
Tyson
Brand.
Chandler.
Tyson Chandler. I told you. You don't
Yeah.
listen to me.
Eddie Curry.
Eddie
Hey, you were
Curry.
unsure too, bro.
I said I'm pretty sure, but I don't know.
Let's see. Drew Gooden,
Oh yeah, that's
Justin
cool.
Holiday,
Justin fucking Holiday.
Mike James, James Johnson played for the Mavericks. What?
I'm
Doug
sick as-
McDermott played for the Mavericks. Anthony Morrow. Oh my god, dude, I was right. Dennis Rodman played for the Mavericks in 2000. Rajon Rondo. My god, Tim Thomas, Bill Wennington. So we fumbled the bag on that one.
We did. But hey, I'll take 14 out of 18.
True.
I'll take it.
All right, for
Mhm.
Suns Bulls. Lou Amundsen. Wouldn't have got that one off the first try. Aaron Brooks literally said him 16 million times. He played for the Phoenix Suns in 2011. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Shannon Brown, Isaiah Cannon, former Sixer, Tyson Chandler, Jamal Crawford, Goran Dragic. Oh my god.
I'm sick.
Oh, Jimmer
I'm grossed
Fredette.
out. I'm grossed out.
Derek Jones Jr., Luke Longley, Robin Lopez, Etwan Moore, Campaign, Jalen Rose, Tim Thomas, Tyler Eulis. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that sucks. Yo, Tyler Eulis is a name that I haven't heard in a while.
That's a pull
Yep.
for sure.
I remember when that man, it was him and Isaiah Thomas. They were both super short guys, both like 5'6". And I remember Tyler Eulis for the Suns hit a game winner over Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, it was like
That
a
was wild.
step back fade on the right wing. Beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wasn't too bad. I'll take a 14 out of 18. We got to fill the board next time though.
Yeah, we definitely do have to fill the board next time. That was unfortunate.
Yep. Mhm.
Before we get out of here,
What do you got?
let's look at the Mad Chatter. Shout out for coming in here, brother.
Yep. What a guy.
Said NFC best QBs: Hurts, Goff, Cousins, Dak, Young, Statford, Geno.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
That kind of works other than Young, other than Bryce Young.
Yeah.
But I think the order's right.
Jalen Hurts for sure. Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins. I think you could
Flip him and Dak.
No, I don't know, bro. I'm not sold on Dak Prescott.
Oh,
Who I
clearly.
really think should be on
Clearly.
this list is Derek Carr.
Oh, yeah. Derek Carr needs to be on.
You should
Yeah.
probably take Bryce Young's spot.
Yep.
So I'd probably go Hurts, Goff, Gino, Carr, Dak.
You're nuts.
No,
Okay.
actually no. Statford, Dak, Cousins.
You're nuts. You're nuts. But anyways,
Hurts, Goff, Gino.
let's end it
Carr,
now before we get into a long
Stafford,
discussion
Cousins,
that I don't want to take part of.
I'm just saying. I saw this. This was interesting. We had to talk about it. And he also said Josh Allen GOAT.
Liar. Liar.
Liar, pants on fire.
Bro is a liar. He's either a liar or oblivious.
Maybe
No
both.
disrespect, but
With all due respect.
with all due respect. But anyways, guys, this was the Day One podcast. We really appreciate you guys listening. Let us know down in the comments below what you want us to do next. We're still in a little bit of a weird spot right now. August is pretty dead. So let us know what you want us to do down in the comments. If you want us to do tier makers, if you want us to do Sporkle quizzes, if you want us to do our top 10s of anything, let us know.
We got some stuff down the pipe, though.
We do.
To be
We
announced. But
Mhm.
that's not till later this month,
Yep.
which we'll get to.
We will.
But
So
time has not come.
absolutely. So make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Whether you're on a boat, a bus, a plane, a space shuttle, a little red wagon, whatever you're in, you can get internet almost anywhere now. So make sure
these little things have their own internet.
they do. So make
Get on
sure
it.
you subscribe to the Day One podcast so you don't miss anything. Okay? Alrighty, everybody. I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. We'll catch y'all later.
Peace.